Land Rover introduced hill descent control on the first gen Freelander as it was lacking a low range box. HDC has subsequently been fitted to all Land Rover models. It's fundamentally a safety feature using its ABS and traction control to minimise tyre slip whilst descending steep inclines. At the top of a hill, choose the lowest gear possible and ensure hill descent is active. As you descend, fight that temptation to brake, as this will deactivate HDC and cause the vehicle to lose traction. However, on Discovery 3s with an automatic gearbox, they do tend to run a little fast. If needed, a short dab on the brake helps limit that speed, but be careful not to brake for too long. Okay, here we go. So we're in mud and ruts. We're going to try this next hill. Make sure I keep it straight. We're keeping an eye out for Billy. We're giving a medium amount of power up with that little bump there. Got to make sure I don't go too early.
Hill descent control on now.
It is.
For me, the autos run a little bit faster than I would like in first, so you may have to dab the brakes, but if you do, you're literally on and off.
Okay.
Or you let it run comfortable at that speed. Now, because you're on a level almost, as opposed to an incline, it'll take your hill descent a couple of seconds to work out what it's doing, and then it'll come in reasonably aggressive to pull you up. If we're in grass, gravel and snow, hill descent wouldn't be as aggressive as mud and ruts. That's why we're in mud and ruts and keeping it in that.
Okay.
And that is muddy.
So we've got quite a steep descent to go here, and also on that side slope. Just to make sure it doesn't run away from me, get too fast, I'm going to put it into the command shift and actually lock it into first gear as well. So I'm going to keep it in that first. I'm making sure I've got my hill descent is switched on, and we're currently in the mud and ruts program. We're just checking to see where Billy is to make sure we don't run him over, and I think we're all safe here as well now, and we're good to go. So I'm going to just like gradually let this move round here into that area. I've got my foot off the brake. I know Billy said as well that sometimes on the D3 it can be a little bit fast, and if I need to, I could do a very small dab on the brake, but I'm desperately trying not to do that. So my foot is completely away, and we're smoothly going down, keeping the wheels as straight as I possibly can, and it's all very nice and smooth. Now let's see that in close-up and slow motion with hill descent on. You can see that front right wheel starting to lock as it slips on the mud, but it's quickly released by the hill descent to regain control of steering. Zooming in to the back wheels, individual braking is coming on and off left and right as the vehicle traverses the undulations. Also interestingly, you can see the brake lights are on, even though the brakes were not applied at any point whilst going down the hill. Now let's try out the rock crawl terrain response mode.
Right, when you're ready, away you go.
Right, let's see how this one goes then. So we've got it in the rock crawl, the DSC off. We're going to try and do the same type of steering position as we did before. Everything looks clear. Let's actually go, and I can feel, wow, already the power came in straight away. It was like dynamically straight in. There's a massive rock here now, which I've got to go over, which obviously came down from last time. And I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have got into that in any other way.
So, what did we see there? Quite a difference between rock crawl and mud and ruts. More aggressive, throttle came in a lot more instantaneous, wheel slip was a lot minimal. You could see that the vehicle was moving that drive around a lot quicker from wheel to wheel and trying to break them wheels and stop them from slipping as he went up. So he came across very, very aggressive and ripped up more of the track in trying to get to the top of it, and indeed in getting to the top of it. We'll talk about rock crawl in more detail later on.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to be notified on the next in this series of videos, where we will go into more depth on the rock crawl terrain response mode and start to look into the sand response mode.